Hey guys, Coach Jen T here coming at you with a video on cravings. And the reason for this is because a lot of my clients seem to struggle with cravings from time to time. It could be that you're craving sugar, you might be craving something salty and crunchy. Those are the most common ones. Is number one, blood sugar swings. So if you are skipping meals or you are tending to eat more refined carbohydrates and sugars, that is going to increase cravings because more eating sugar leads to wanting more sugar. And also skipping those meals leads to wanting to overeat when it is time to eat because you are feeling a little bit hangry. And I'm sure you know that term. So again, just trying not to skip those meals. Two is lack of nutrients. So if you are eating like lower protein, lower nutrient dense, fiber rich foods, or you're not really eating enough healthy fats like nuts and seeds and avocado, or cooking with some olive oil, you're gonna be missing a lot of nutrients. There's gonna be huge gaps in your nutrition, and that is going to leave you feeling like you're craving something and wanting to reach. And our brain is crazy. Like our brain might feel like we wanna reach for a cookie or a cracker when really we need those nourishing foods that provide our body with a lot of extra support, like vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Of course, emotions and habits. So for example, if we're feeling stressed, it might be an unconscious habit that you want to reach for something for comfort, which is oftentimes food, if you are used to emotional or stress eating. That is something that can be managed through practice. It's not something that happens overnight, but the first key to warding off emotional eating truly is awareness of it. That's why sometimes keeping a food journal can help you dial in the reason for eating and listening to your true hunger cues versus just wanting to reach for something because you had a stressful day or you're feeling overly emotional about something or you're feeling bored or lonely or something like that. Again, you are not alone there. Support and accountability can go a long way with that. Just even if you're holding yourself accountable to writing in a journal when you're making your specific food choices. And then last but not least is poor sleep. When you are not getting appropriate sleep, you may notice that feeling overtired makes you want to reach for those higher processed carbohydrates like the chips or the candy bar in the aisle at the grocery store when you're checking out. So if you are getting proper sleep, you're well rested, then you're going to notice that you are craving far less junk food. So those are where oftentimes the triggers lie for craving food. And I have some tips on how you can manage cravings without feeling overly restricted. So number one is to balance your meals. If you don't have my balanced meal template, please reach out to me and ask for it. It's completely free. I've given it away multiple times. I've had clients reach out to me and say this made a huge difference in my energy levels and my cravings, to the point where some people have just jumped on board with coaching because they realize how much of a difference a little bit of accountability and having balanced meals can make for your choices. So when you are getting balanced meals, you're having lots of veggies on your plate at every meal. You're having some protein to keep your blood sugar regulated. You're having those healthy fats that we talked about, and you're having healthy carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not the devil. Your body needs them, but focusing on the healthier carbohydrates will keep you feeling full because they have more fiber. And then again, they're filling those nutrient gaps. The next one is to stay hydrated. When you are feeling you're craving something or you're feeling hungry and you just want to reach, ask yourself how much water you have drank for the day, because oftentimes your brain doesn't have any clue that you might be dehydrated. So making sure that you're drinking plenty of water and having water-rich fruits and vegetables will help ensure that you are hydrated and warding off cravings in that way. So those of you that are participating in our 30-day water hydration reset wellness challenge will find that you're going to have less cravings naturally. And then the next one is to pause before just reacting and reaching. Oftentimes those cravings subside after 15 to 30 minutes. So finding some sort of barrier between you and that craving. So if you have Easter candy out, Cadbury eggs, Peeps, whatever weakness is. If they're out on your counter, it's so easy to grab those when you're having that craving. So creating, number one, a barrier, and then taking that time to just pause. Find something else to distract yourself, and then come back to that thing 30 minutes later and see if you're really still craving it. We don't want you to feel restricted. So if you're still craving it, enjoy it mindfully. But oftentimes, like getting outside and like raking leaves or doing some yard work or going to the mailbox, checking the mail, going for a short walk with your dog, whatever it may be, might be just enough to ward off the cravings. And then finding a healthier swap is the last one. So yeah, if you're really craving like something sweet, reaching for something a little bit healthier, for example, like, some Greek yogurt, which has protein, and then tossing in some like Lily's chocolate chips and berries and maybe even a drizzle of maple syrup, you're going to get way more nutrition from that than like a processed Reese's peanut butter cup. Something to give yourself that little bit of scratching the itch of what you're craving. Dark chocolate is a big one, high in antioxidants, and it can really help ward off that craving. For me personally, I love ice cream, and having like Yasso bars in my fridge, those range from like 100 to 150 calories. A nice lower calorie option. If you want an ice cream bar, they're great. Or like an Outshine popsicle, fruit popsicle, just enough to ward off that craving. That cravings don't just disappear. It's just the fact that you can control them with your actions, like how you're living your lifestyle. Are you staying hydrated? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating nutrient-rich meals? That is where you're going to not completely make cravings go away, but help like subside a little bit and mask them by creating those barriers for yourself. So having the plan, like I know when I get home from work, I crave this or that. So a way that I can get on top of it and plan ahead is maybe like having a protein snack on my way home from work, so I'm not craving when I get there. Or I'm going to this baby shower and I know there's going to be cake and ice cream and all kinds of junk food. So making sure I have a full glass of water with anticipation, knowing that when I get there, I'm probably going to really want to indulge, and I will, but without feeling restricted, because you have properly hydrating and giving yourself a nice, balanced, nourishing meal ahead of time to fill in those nutrition gaps. So I hope that this helps you guys. For those of you that are craving extra cravings alone and craving things, and it's how we manage those cravings, how we react to those cravings that really add up to true progress. If you need extra support, you can always reach out to me, but I would love to hear from you guys and to do when you feel a craving coming on for like a certain thing. Oftentimes it is higher sweet, higher salty, higher processed carbohydrates, and what you do to manage those cravings. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.